Hello everybody, my name is Petr Koutný and today I am going to show an amazing chess game of Vasily Ivanchuk. This game was played on a linears 1991 and black was great and amazing Garry Kasparov, and even such a great player as Garry Kasparov is, of course, sometimes everybody is losing. So here Garry Kasparov is outplayed by great Vasily Ivanchuk, and we are at the end of this game because I'm going to show how Black's king Garry Kasparov will be checkmated, and that's the best advertising of this video, and I hope that you are going to watch this video since beginning till end and you are going to enjoy this beautiful chess game. If you agree, I'm going to start. Vasily Ivanchuk played move e4 and Garry Kasparov c5. That's a clear answer that this game will not be boring and we will see fight. Garry Kasparov used to be one of the strongest and famous chess player in chess history, and of course he played every game for victory. But maybe you know that he got fear of one player. Vasily Ivanchuk know how to play against Garry Kasparov, and I think that Vasily Ivanchuk was one of the few chess players on the world who was able to beat Garry Kasparov for many times. So that's another story and another example how Vasily Ivanchuk outplayed great Garry Kasparov. Up to many chess players, Garry Kasparov is one of the strongest chess player in chess history, and up to me, Vasily Ivanchuk is one of the strongest chess player in chess history who was not able to be world chess champion. Unfortunately, I think that he was one of the strongest players at his time, and maybe something was missing to him, maybe luck or some few good moves that he missed his life chance to be world chess champion, and maybe that's a sad, but that's a life. And anyway, we could watch this game and we could remember Ivanchuk and Kasparov as the greatest chess players in history. And after move a6, white has chance to go back or not to lose the time, and white decided to not lose the time and he took it on d6. Of course, black's got two bishops advantage, and because of this, white is not worried to exchange another his bishop. So now we are speaking about Harotzi pawn formation in a center, but what's more, I think that we are speaking typical fight knight against a bishop. And in a closed position used to be knight stronger than a bishop, but if everything change and this position is going to be opened, bishops used to be stronger. So maybe for this reason Ivanchuk played move c4 and he's trying to close the position for a while till Garry Kasparov will be able to open a position, and he will, of course. Garry Kasparov is trying to beat everyone everywhere, and that's the reason why he's great. So e6 happened and knight c3, and now king h1. Maybe the biggest black problem is king on e8. Of course, it's a danger to stay with king in the center of the board, and black has to decide where his king will be in a safe square. It's a big question if this king should stay in the middle or to go right on or left of the chessboard. So h5, maybe black is going to bring his dark square's bishop via h6 square, and a4, h4, h3 and bishop e7. So because this dark square's bishop entered e7 square, it's absolutely clear that black's king has to go for short castle. You know, short castle looks like a dangerous move for black, but black has to hide his king. And because of this, white has to be aggressive, and he believed that in the center is hard to play. Of course, it's hard to play in king side of the position, but not impossible, because you will see in next few moves that white will be aggressive everywhere, but right now Vasil played move b4 and he's right, so he's looking for counter attack or attack, and he believed that on queen side has a chance to gain a space or to be aggressive. Of course, a5 and b5, queen c7 happened, and now knight d2. Pawn on c4 was hanging, so make a sense to save this pawn, and still Vasil has a big issues how to play this position. Now Garry Kasparov offered a queen exchange, and queen exchange is not good business to us if our opponent's king is weak. So make a sense that Vasil Ivanchuk say thank you very much to Garry Kasparov, but I will not exchange these queens for now. And he came to queen d3 and he kept queens on d3. That's a good point to remember. Queen exchange is one of the hardest chess move in our chess games, and it's good to think twice when we are going to exchange our queens. Wrong queen exchange mean to lose attack and maybe to enter bad endgame. So that was a nice time of this game. And I hope that you are enjoying this game, and if yes, feel free or press like and press follow, and made my day. Black played rook g8, and of course he's aggressive against white's king, so rook e1, and this is a typical position. Still, I believe that exactly here two knights are a little bit stronger than black's bishop pair. But if black has a chance to open a position, black's bishop pair should be danger in the future. So still, white has to be careful and aggressive. And for this reason, now he has to solve the problem, because on g2 is a threat to be checkmated. It makes sense to go to g1. And now, because f2 pawn is nearly free, makes sense to bring another rook to f1. That's a funny picture, because white's two rooks are on g1 and f1, and doesn't look like black has any difficulties. You know, I think that black has got difficulties because his bishops are not playing, and still it's not clear what black has to attack. It's important to attack the weakness, the weaker point, and here black has to be really careful to not make a bad move, because even white has a dream to attack black's position, and maybe pawn on b6 is weak. Just imagine that this knight is going to c4. So this pawn is a weakness. Another weakness is king on e8. Of course, this king is still in the center, and maybe pawn on h4 is another weakness. Just imagine that this knight is going to f3, and one day we'll take pawn on h4. So this position is a double edge. White's got a plan how to attack black weaknesses, and black has to think about any counter attack. So knight e2. That's good to challenge queen on f4, because that's the most unpleasant piece inside of white's territory. And now Ivanchuk played interesting move c5. Maybe f4 it's stronger, but move c5 it's much more interesting, because here this knight is looking for good square c4. Okay, now Garry Kasparov is going to play losing move, and he took on a c5 by a rook. That's a blunder. Okay, to take by a pawn it's another bad move, because knight on c4 is a super strong knight attacking pawn on a5, and watch pass pawn. This b5 pawn is a passer, and it's only 3 moves from a winning square, so that's a chance for endgame, and price for this passer is only 1 pawn. So that's a good position for white, and that's only variation, because the best way how to play this position was to take by a d pawn. and after knight c4, and here maybe knight d6 looks like it's dangerous to black's king, but maybe there is not full compensation for a missing pawn. Sometimes we are going to sacrifice a pawn, sometimes we believe in compensation, and sometimes we are wrong. And I think that here black is absolutely okay because of passive white's two rooks. Rooks on f and g1 are passive, and because of these two rooks I can't believe that this position is healthy for white. But maybe white was lucky because Garry Kasparov took it by rook. This move looks like okay. This rook is aggressive, Garry is playing the dynamic chess, and why not to believe that this move is good? And of course because of knight c4, and if pawn on b6 is falling down, you know, black's got difficulties because this is a passer. b6, b7, b8, that's a threat. So okay, white took on b6 and now f4, and it's a surprise that Vasily Ivanchuk is going to open a position. He is going to take on f5, and now he played rook c1. Okay, it's maybe unclear where white is playing because while he's playing on queen side, while he's playing on king side, and now he played back rook c1, so that's a message I'm going to play on queen side. So Vasily is playing everywhere, and I'm enjoying his game because his games are not boring at all. His games are interesting, fighting, and you know, if sometimes you're tired or you are feeling sadly or bad, just watch his games. You will get a new energy. So king g7, short castle on the board nearly, and g4. So yes, now that's the reason why black is facing difficulties, because Vasil is playing everywhere. He is not worried of black's two bishops, and he's trying to open position, and he's right, because if we are attacking, we have to open a position. So black should take on g3, but check, and that's a winning position. Nobody will save black's king, and that was only variation, but make a sense and make it clear to everybody that rook c5 is the strongest. Exchange, and knight c8. That's a funny knight on c8. You know, I can't remember a game where I saw in the middle game white knight on c8 and still doing a great job. Bishop on e7 is under attack, and he came to f8. Maybe to go to d8 is interesting. With a threat, you know, that's a threat. Just to take, check, and to win queen, but that's maybe only joke and it's not working at all. So black came to f8, and now queen d8, and you know, black's position is falling down. These three pieces are not active, of course not, and this king is weakening, and I have big doubt about white's queen on h6 if this queen is active or very bad. I think that this queen is very bad, and this picture make a sense or make it clear that black is losing. White is active, black is passive, and that's the reason why everything is working well for Ivanchuk. f5, nice, another square for this knight, of course. f6 is a threat. Take a pawn on h4 is a threat, and still here is a black's king. So that's a game, and I think that you enjoy this game. g5, black's queen again under attack, and black has to be careful to not get a check on f6, but unfortunately he has no chance to save it, and here a check, and checkmate, and well done to Vasily Ivanchuk because that was game of my heart. Vasily Ivanchuk outplayed Kasparov, and of course it was a nice game, and I hope that you enjoyed. If yes, feel free and press like or press follow and made my day. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Take care. Bye bye.